Entertainment for yous and me's. It is time for some Wonder Cheese on the Wonder Cheese Variety Hour.
Welcome to the Wonder Cheese Variety Hour, brought to you by Wonder Cheese, the world's first cheese that's also an adhesive, a lipstick, a dish detergent, a pillow, and of course, a delicious cheese that the whole family will enjoy. And now, please welcome your hosts, Alice and Lillian.
So much.
Yes, what a dear.
I know, and always in that tuxedo. That is just fabulous.
And he has respect for the wonder that is Wonder Cheese.
Oh,
So,
who does not? Can we? Do you have your coffee there, my dear?
of course, I wouldn't come visit you without my homemade coffee.
Oh my goodness, and I have my homemade brandy. So cheers, my dear.
Oh!
This is our show. So delightful, so delightful.
It really does make the day sing. That and Wonder Cheese, of course.
Oh my gosh, Wonder Cheese. I have some right here. It's always in my purse.
Well, isn't that funny? Because I keep mine in my hair.
Oh.
And it's the new chubby version. It's easier for little curtain climbers to grab a hold of.
Oh my goodness, I have about 17 tubes of this stuff.
Oh, I keep one in my car.
I
In case I get a leak in my tire, I can just a little dab of Wonder Cheese will firm it right up.
I know. I keep one in the bathroom because when my Frank runs me a hot bath late at night, he always puts some Wonder Cheese in the tub to make it just extra soft.
Oh, I can see you've got that orange glow.
Oh, I know. I look really good for 75, don't I?
I mean, you've been taking your Wonder Cheese with 17 essential vitamins and nutrients.
Oh my goodness. Should we sing the Wonder Cheese theme song, my dear?
I think we should.
After you, my dear. After you.
Nobody asked for this, but I volunteered. They say that falling in love is Wonder Cheese. It's Wonder Cheese, so they say.
It comes in a tube, the Wonder Cheese. In a tube.
In a tube.
So easy to squeeze.
Whether it's rain or shine, whether you're ready to dine or not, Wonder Cheese is there with its silken texture.
It's good for your car. It's
And
good for your hair. Oh my goodness. Nothing beats Wonder Cheese and singing the theme song, which I do 4 times a day.
I do too. I actually have a Wonder Cheese mantle that I kind of sit in front of and meditate on.
Oh, well, Wonder Cheese is just good for anything. It's good for the kitchen. It's good for the garden. It's good for your children. It's good for your clothes. I made this dress out of Wonder Cheese. I know.
Isn't that a picture? I use a little dab of Wonder Cheese on my underarms to make my perspiration odorless.
Oh, it's just the best thing ever. You know what? Everyone's here in our kitchen, which I know people might be wondering. Lillian and Alice, you have the same kitchen. It was a deal. The designer I got said if you had another kitchen, I'd only charge you half off.
That's right. He had a whole truck full of turquoise cabinetry in his truck, and I said, absolutely, whatever Alice does, do it at my place.
Exactly. And do you like how we're just opposite to each other? Your oven is on one side, mine is on the other.
That's right. The layout is a little different to give you that sense of individuality.
Exactly. And personally, just to introduce the audience who's watching today, I have children, Lillian does not, and that is perfectly okay. I wear glasses, Lillian does not. It's just...
Absolutely. No, I mean, really, Alice was the only woman on the street who allowed me to come visit her in the afternoon while all the other kids were at school. And I said, well, my husband's my child, Walter.
Yeah, Walter's
and he's a handful.
Yes, he's precious. He's precious, your Walter. He's precious. We
like smoking, and we like to have a little drink in the afternoon. So Walter and I decided to have a perfectly elegant life, child-free, without the little curtain climbers getting in the way.
I do love my ankle biters. I really do. They are the dearest.
They are.
You know, I'm just thinking, we're starting our first show. We should probably do some topical things, see what's come off the wires.
Absolutely. I like to stay current.
Yes. Did you hear anything this morning, Lillian? Did you hear anything?
Well, yes, I read in my New Yorker magazine here that Meghan and Harry, the prince and princess,
Yes, yes.
have just had their second child and
Aw.
named her in honor of the Queen and Princess Diana, Lilibert Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness, that will be so easy on a driver's license.
Absolutely.
Nothing to it.
Kids are gonna have a field day with that name.
They really are. But your name's Lillian, so I'm thinking royalty, obviously.
I mean, I've never done my 23andMe, but I'm pretty sure that I have a royal lineage as well.
I think you do. I mean, it's just so obvious.
I can feel it, and I did have a touch of the bleeding disease growing up.
You did. Which Wonder Cheese?
Sorry, I'm wearing a corset. I can barely think straight.
Which your Wonder Cheese cured. It did. It always
did. I rubbed the Wonder Cheese directly on the wound, and my blood was thick as motor oil by the end of the day. It was wonderful.
I know. Seriously, friends, if you've got any tummy troubles and you want to maybe go to the bathroom less, just use more Wonder Cheese.
Oh, it'll batten up the hedges, if you know what I mean.
My Frank hasn't gone to the washroom in over 2 weeks. It's fabulous.
Fabulous. So easy to keep the bathroom clean that way.
Oh my goodness. It's really so true. Now, I do have to talk about another thing I heard in the news today. Just craziest thing. But I believe there's a Pentagon report about UFOs, and it may be a cover-up to cover up the hypersonic weaponry Cold War between the US and China.
Oh, hypersonic weaponry and Cold War, that really reminds me of when Debbie across the street accused you of stealing her potato chip casserole. She didn't talk to you. She stonewalled you for about 3 months.
I can't believe you brought that up. No, it's okay. I still don't understand why she put raisins in her tuna casserole. That's just disgusting.
Abomination.
It's wrong. It's wrong in potato salad, and it's wrong in tuna salad, Debbie.
And 6 of the church, potluck attendees got sick, so I can only chop it up to that.
I just don't understand. But she was just cold as ice to me then, and she still is now.
She is. She's just, very vengeful, very
just the rudest. There's oh, I know. There is no covering that up. There's just no covering of that up. And speaking of cold, may I just say, I also really detest a cold shower. It is the worst.
Oh,
Not
well.
my favorite. No.
I remember when the heater went out at your place, and you had to come use the shower at mine.
I know. You were so generous to let me use that shower, which was so easy to find because your house, and it's just a carbon copy of my house. So it's just.
I wanted you to feel at home. So
thank you.
Yes. Well, we spend every waking moment together. Your kitchen's gonna look the same, and your bathroom is too.
It really should. And I think that leads us in perfectly to our first commercial break about Wonder Cheese.
Oh, imagine that.
So speaking of bathrooms, do you need a shinier bathtub? Do you have problems keeping your bathtub spotless? Try Wonder Cheese.
That's right. And if there's a leaky a window in your bathroom, you can use Wonder Cheese as caulking.
Oh, it's just the greatest thing. I mean, I have made my children's bathtub toys out of Wonder Cheese, and I've cleaned the bathtub with Wonder Cheese and made a snack afterwards for the whole family to enjoy.
My American flag got struck by lightning, and I used Wonder Cheese to patch it right back up.
Oh my goodness, Wonder Cheese, because all nutritious Wonder Cheese, because all nutritious and helpful things come in a squeezable tube.
That's right.
Oh, Wonder Cheese. Cheers to our Wonder Cheese.
Cheers. Cheers.
How was that coffee, Wink?
It's mellow, numbing, just the way I like it. I can't feel my emotions. They're in a big old ball miles away from my body.
That is the best way to feel your emotions, is to not feel them. That's what I tell my Frank. That's what I tell my Frank, you know.
They
Frank,
get in the way. Oof.
oh geez, Frank is such a good man, you know. I'm really so grateful because it's hard sometimes for a man to be married to a woman, much like myself, with a science degree who works from home, you know.
That's right. Yes, you've got a very successful startup in your bedroom or wallpaper room. What?
Well, I moved it to the basement and I'm just using my scientific degree to make things for the public. And people question me about it all the time, but it's none of their beeswax. I'm just making products to keep people happy.
And happy they are. They'll go running down the street. They're the happiest
I know.
clientele I've ever seen.
I know. That's why my Frank just always stands outside the house just guarding it as people let in, and he vets them to watch, you know, how old they are and everything, make sure it's on the up and up. But I'm not doing anything improper. I'm just making money.
That's right. And if there's an odd kitchen fire here and there, that is really on the state.
Exactly.
State
Exactly.
problem.
Well, you know, Lillian, we've given people the news. We've talked already about Wonder Cheese. I think it's time for a song. What do you think?
I would love some lyrics.
I would love some music myself. And you know what? I've got to say, the gal at the supermarket down the street, she is such a marvelous singer. She always sings out whatever she's ringing through the aisle whenever I buy. And I said, you know, yeah, and I said, you know, Lillian and I are starting up this variety show about Wonder Cheese, and she just hopped on board. She said, "Can I do a song?" And so I think we have to play the song. How's our audience? Are we feeling like a song right now?
Woo!
Yay!
Awesome. Just such love for our upcoming supermarket sweeper. She's just the best. Everyone, let's just welcome via something called video to the delightful Lindsey Loon.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
talented. So talented.
Wow, the pipes on that one. Really?
Oh, she's just fabulous and bags my groceries in a jiffy. Now, Lillian, I believe you have a little treat for us, don't you? Something called improv? What's happening? What's happening?
It's a new movement that I've become a part of. And our group's called the Spontaneity Bunch. And I'd like to bring them up right now.
Yeah.
That's Max Hawksford. I mean, look at that cute little mug. I mean, really. Sadly, he is a beatnik and a defector from the war. And so he's a bit of a draft dodger, but a real, just whirling dervish. And we just love him.
Exactly.
And you can catch his hijinks on the TikTok and the Instagram. So do follow him on there. And then we have the nifty gal, Jackie. Yes, who I met at a pudding fair. And she is just a dish. Look at her. I mean, really, so cute, skin like an angel. I mean, really.
It's Wonder Cheese.
I knew it. Ah. Don't tell, or else everyone will look as young and beautiful as you. So catch her on TikTok and on the Instagram, the real Jackie, which is a fun slang term. And she is hysterical. She's quite famous on there. And then we have the Dan Oliver, who is also just a magician of mayhem and tricky little sayings. This one, you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Well, thanks, Lillian. You got a great nest there on top of your head. It looks neato.
Oh, the higher the hair, the closer to God. So Dan is just a brilliant improv maverick and marketing virtuoso. So please do follow him as well on the grams and the talks. And we're going to do a fun little improv set for you with a few games that we play.
A little unboxing with Jackie and Sarah. Now we're going to watch one of those unboxing videos with these two broads, like the kind you see on YouTube. They're going to open something up. So can I have a suggestion of what they're opening? Write it in the chat for these broads. What are these two dolls opening? They're opening up a new hairdryer. Take it away, ladies.
Oh, the day is finally here. Fine.
I'm excited. I am so excited.
Oh, welcome to the box game. We are here with our brand new beauty product that Mary and I have just been waiting on for weeks.
Yes, we've waited so long to receive this box so that we could open it for you to see with us, with our reactions in real time.
Mother always said we should be on camera.
Okay. What'd you say?
Mother always said we should be on camera.
I know, it's fun to kind of try to build an audience, and opening gifts is always so fun and you want people to watch. And so we have a great product here today. So let's talk about the packaging a bit.
Okay, so this is the new L'Oreal Ionic hair dryer. And what I love about it is it does come in a box that looks like a hair dryer, approximately.
Yeah, if I were to pick a box to put a hair dryer in, this would be it.
It's like maybe they're cutting down on packaging. It's wonderful.
It's honestly wonderful. I mean, sometimes when we open things, we get some cuts on our hands, and that's no fun. And this box looks like it's both safe and gentle and perfect for a hair dryer.
I know, because you are a hemophiliac, so that is definite perk. I remember when you almost bled to death at your 10th birthday.
And that was traumatizing and something I'll never, ever forget.
What I like about this hairdryer too is that you don't have to unbox it even, because you could just keep it as a collector's item and resell it years down the line. It's like, a time capsule.
Yeah. I mean, certainly people in the future are going to be like, this was the hairdresser from that time?
What? All right, so let's just dive right in.
Yeah, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna open it.
Yeah. You know, we'd hate to let you guys down in that way.
Yeah.
So
The video would end here if we didn't just open it. So first we have scissors, and
yeah, of course. So let me just go ahead and stab the box. Oh, I feel like I've struck gold here. Oh boy. Oh, fluorescent pink. That's new.
I love pink. I think that's a nice touch. I think that's a really nice touch to make it colorful and fun for our eyes.
Absolutely. Fluorescent is like such a throwback to the 80s, which I really appreciate. I was born in 85, so still have my jelly shoes.
You know, sometimes you get blisters from those, but beauty's worth it. Worth the pain in on the good stuff.
Yeah.
This is what's crazy about this hairdryer is it's wireless. There's not a single wire on this hairdryer. It's like you hold this thing and it blows air at you, and that feels wild.
Yeah, this is amazing. I could blow my hair in the car. I could like blow my hair at Disneyland.
Disneyland hair drying. Yeah, I mostly leave the house with my hair wet, so this is perfect for me because then I can just take it on the go.
You do. You know, you are just like always pushing it to the last minute to show up for work.
I just don't have a good schedule set, and sometimes it takes me a while to get ready, and so I hop in the shower, I'm scrub-a-dub-dubbing, I love to play music, then I get distracted, and then before I know it, I have to leave the house, and my hair's wet.
So true. So this is great because you can just charge it up on a charge station, and that all comes in the box here. You got like a super volt 12 volt cord, so that you can set right up on your bathroom console. You know, I like that factor too. And then what's great also is that the air that blows at you actually is scented.
Yes, they have a couple different plugins that you can put in. They have lavender. They have the ice cream stop. They have Cinnabon scent, which is really fun because that's the scent they pump through the mall so that they makes you want Cinnabons. So that means people will come over and be like, "You smell so good," and who doesn't want that?
Everyone wants to smell like Cinnabon. Yeah. And so I'm afraid it's going to make me hungry, but I'm willing to take that chance.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk. It's definitely a risk we wanted to tell you guys about, that potentially you could have like a lot of people coming up to you and wondering where they could get some food because you're going to smell so good. And then also you just might be hungry all the time. But we think that these are risks that are worth it with this incredible product.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and as I'm trying it out right now, I'm noticing that the heat coming off of this is maybe a dangerous level. Definitely don't touch the barrel if you're using it.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd put a warning.
What a bit. Thank you, ladies. That was Brett. That was a big tickle. That was boss.
All right. Thank you, Dan. And thank you, audience, for the wonderful suggestions. Next up, we're going to play a little game called Bus Ride, and that's going to be with Max and Dan. Let's get them up here and ready for you. So what's going to happen, so get ready in the chat, because what's going to happen is Dan and Max are going to make faces until the audience tells them to freeze. So they're going to continue to change their face when I say go, and when I see somebody message freeze, I'm going to yell stop so that they know to stop and freeze their face, and that is how they will start the scene. In addition, before we get into the freeze moment, I'd love to get a suggestion for where are they going. So Dan and Max are going somewhere together on the bus. Where are they headed? Suggestions music. Okay, we've got some suggestions coming in. Okay, I love record store. So you guys are on your way to the record store. And one more suggestion I need before we freeze face is, what did Dan bring with him? He brought along an item to go to the record store on the bus. What did he bring with him? Okay, great. So Dan and Max are headed to the record store on a bus together, and Dan has brought a llama with him. Now we're going to get them to freeze their faces. So Dan and Max start making multiple faces, and somebody's going to yell freeze. Freeze. That's what they get. This is how they start the scene. They are on a bus ride. Here we go.
I believe I had to pay $7 just to get this llama on the bus. I thought it'd be the same price as a person.
I love llamas. Yeah. So, the Grand Canyon.
It's gonna be a great second date, Marvelous. I've never met a woman named Marvelous.
Me neither. So one thing I love about you so far is that you took a big jump from our date at Don Juan, the taco stop. I can't say it here. To the Grand Canyon.
You're different. Hey, when we get to this record store, I'm gonna buy you any album you want, Marvelous, because you know what you are? Marvelous.
One thing I love about you is that you have a llama.
Yeah, it was my inheritance from my mom and dad. It's pretty much all they left me. My brother got the farm, and I got the llama, Jared.
Lucky you. I would say you have won, Mr. Man. You won that lottery. You won that pinball game. You won that ping pong match.
So, did you go to school?
For sure.
Because I was initially just so attracted to you because you
My
know.
smart?
What's that?
I just have my smart.
No, it was your light.
My what?
You have this light about you, but I don't normally, date girls who are so fun, and it's like,
Meditation.
okay.
That's what
Just
I
trying
do.
to figure you out. You're kind of like, have you ever seen Friends? You're kind of like Phoebe.
I haven't seen the show. It
Okay.
looks awesome, though. I love Friends.
Okay.
I miss them. Do you have friends?
Yeah, I'm friends with everyone in my accounting firm.
You are at a firm of what?
Yeah, we do accounting.
And
That's pretty much it, but we're very successful. We're in the Fortune 500 company list.
I'll have to start somewhere, Mr. Man. I'll have to start somewhere. I started at the bottom, and now I graduated.
Marvelous, you are such a light. I don't meet a lot of women like you. I usually date more.
Oh no.
Oh, are you okay?
This is a really long trip. Like we were in Florida, and Grand Canyon's like so far south.
Okay, see. Yes.
That was insane. Awesome. Okay. So our next game is called with Dan and Sarah. It's called New Choice. They're going to do a scene, and when I absolutely think their choice is bad, I will say new choice, and they have to do something completely different. Let's get started with a suggestion of a location that could fit in the Oval Office. Yes. Am I doing that right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Great. Yes. So we'll get a suggestion that could fit in the Oval Office, and then we will get started. A reception desk. Great. Coffee shop. Great. Bookstore. I like bookstore. So veranda. I love the sound of that word. I don't know what it is. So we're going to do bookstore. I think that can work at an Oval Office. And great. We are whenever you guys are ready.
Just let your intuition guide you, Meredith.
Oh, I'm not used to having my own books. I usually just take whatever hand-me-downs my friends refer to me. I don't even know what I'm interested in.
I know, it's pretty cool. We found that gift card lying in the road outside the store. $20.
Neutralize.
Oh, $500.
I mean, really?
I want to get this new. I want to get every David Sedaris book in here because I've been meaning to read Ham.
Oh, I love his stories. You know, they remind me of your stories, honestly.
Thanks. That really says a lot. Well, they're nothing like my stories.
Well, I mean, you didn't grow up in like New York, but you did grow up in, you know, Corpus Casing, and that's.
Yeah, and I write fiction about Corpus Casing, that town.
Okay, I didn't offend you, Mo. I really didn't. I just wanted to have a nice day at the bookstore.
Right, sorry.
Feeling a little bit out of my league.
Sorry, I'm just.
I'm feeling like I want to steal a few things. Is that bad?
It's not good.
I've just really gotten into shoplifting lately. It's kind of like a, you know, you just feel like invisible, like the invisible man or something, you know?
New choice.
Like you feel like an ocelot that's just in the wild. Like people know that you're an animal, but they don't know what kind. Really kind of, I don't know, become my new hobby.
Okay, well, we have $500 to spend here, and I kind of know one of the owners, so you're not going to steal anything today.
Okay, Mo. Okay. I know literature is important to you, and.
Ooh, Agatha Christie.
Hmm.
And then there were none.
Yeah.
We could get like 50 books. This is sweet.
You're so learned. I really admire that about you. I've never seen you in your element like this before.
Thanks. And
Yeah.
you're just gonna get the Dr. Seuss? Is that all you picked out?
Oh, well, I mean, Green Eggs and Ham is kind of it's a tale for all times, you know? It's a metaphor. It's a thought-provoking memoir of his life. He's a terrible cook. I want it because it brings me comfort. It's the last thing I read.
She just got a divorce. I'm sorry. Everyone's staring at us. Why are you shouting? This is a bookstore. It's kind of like a library.
New choice.
This is like kind of sketchy. There's people over there that are making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches off the floor.
New choice.
Filthy.
I am just so excited to take these books to the beach with you and just read. Like, let's just read all day.
Mo, I feel like you're upgrading me. I've never had a friend that's so, yeah, I've never had a friend that's just really dedicated to my, just the expanding of my mind. I would love to do some beach reading. I would love to burn this place to the ground.
Oh my God. What is going on? I feel like you're heading off
Burn this place to the ground.
You know what I love to do? A little dessert with it. May I tell you about it?
Please.
Oh, excellent. So all you need at home is some Wonder Cheese, some cocoa powder, you need some saffron, and you need a bit of vanilla, and just whip it up in a blender, put it in your fridge for 30 minutes, and then you have these things, peanut butter and chocolate.
It's the adhesive in the Wonder Cheese just sort of pulls it all together, doesn't it?
It turns it into chocolate and peanut butter. It's amazing.
That's glorious.
Wonder Cheese.
Wonder Cheese. Oh, I'm going to have to remember that one. I've written it all down.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, coming up next,
yes,
I want to introduce you to, and we've spoken about this before, Lillian, but I want to introduce our audience to one of my favorite afternoon serials that I love watching on the TV, Bad Accent Theater.
Yes, I love that show. I feel like I've gone on a trip to the Globe Theatre in London. It's so high art. It's just wonderful.
It's just fabulous. It's with these two people who met on a cruise in New Orleans. I believe it was the Notches cruise ship. It's a boat you can go on down there. It's such fun. But they met on there, and turns out they were both into acting, and they just had a passion for theater. So they started their own theater company, and the two of them, it's just the two of them, and they play all the parts.
I mean, that's either really that's real talent, or it's a personality disorder.
Exactly. And bless their hearts, their accents aren't the greatest, but I do applaud their ingenuity. I really do.
Well, I just don't know a thing what they're talking about, because Shakespeare's a little over my pay grade, but I do enjoy it every time.
I do too. Now, your Walter was saying that he thinks the woman in bad accent theater looks like me.
Yes, he's like, is that Alice? Is it Alice? And I said, Walter, calm down. You're acting up again. Like, Alice is not on the television. She's just down the street. And as far as I know, the only career she's had was in chemistry. So,
I'd be terrible at this. And now it's time for Bad Accent Theater. Today's production is As You Like It. Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go part, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What are you then, sir?
Mary, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made. I am poor unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Mary, sir, better be employed and be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat hucks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such penury?
Know where you are, sir? You know where you are?
Oh, sir, very well. Here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him. I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the general condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you are the firstborn, and the same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as such of my father in me as you, albeit I confess, your coming before me is nearer than his reverence.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young for this.
Wilt thou lay thou hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Rowley de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain, as says such a father begot villains. Worst, thou not my brother. I would not take the hand from thy throat till he had pulled out thy tongue and say so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at accord. Let me go, I say.
Till I please, you shall hear me. My father charged you in his will. I'll give me good education. I have trained like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentleman-like qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me. I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercise as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament, and I will go and buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do, beg, when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog. Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with you, my master. He would not have spoke such a word. Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns either. Allah, no, Dennis.
Cause your worship.
Was not Charles the Duke's wrestler here to speak with me?
So please it, he is here at the door. Importunes, access to you.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is. And scene.
So for our next kitchen guest, we have just a charming and funny lady, humorous, but not in an inappropriate way, just not too funny and not too, just the right amount of funny. And that's what makes her great. And her name is Athena Rodriguez, and she runs a little comedy company called the Hypothetical Network, and you can locate her on Facebook, as well as hypotheticalcomedy.com is where you want to go and just check out all of her comedic stylings. She's extremely funny and just absolutely lovely a dish. So please enjoy her, Athena Rodriguez.
Thank you. I don't know what I was waiting for. Thank you. Hello. I hope all of you are being safe out there. During the first wave of the pandemic, it was a little scary for me. I went to Walmart and I noticed 2 women fighting over a box of wine. Yes. I mean, I couldn't stop watching because the lady who won, she didn't drop her baby once.
Wow.
The things that we can accomplish while we're breastfeeding. Wonder Woman. I always think about the pandemic babies that are going to be born during the pandemic and how some of them are going to be like in the future going, Mom, how did you meet my dad? And the mother's going to be like, well, he was outside of the house when the quarantine was lifted. Didn't even know he was a man. We were both pleasantly surprised. It's great. During the pandemic, I binge watched a lot of ghost videos on YouTube. I'm not sure if they're like real, but they're very, very interesting to see how different cultures deal with scary ghosts in the videos. Like there was this one culture where whenever they got scared, they would just immediately start praying. They prayed so hard that even I was praying in my head and I didn't even know. It's like I could have been saying I eat chicken, you know, who knows? There are other cultures that think that if you cuss out the ghost or yell at them, it'll make them go away. So it was really fun to watch them see a bucket move and then they're like, your mother was a warthog. Oh. I was like, whoa, I don't even want to boo anymore. I'm offended. I don't like it. I noticed that Americans handle it very differently. The whole house will be like hissing and moaning and blood will be dripping from the walls. And Americans are like, why are you here? What happened to you? You have unfinished business. Right? They're always trying to talk to him. And then all the other ghosts are like on the recorder going, get out. Save yourselves. His unfinished business is talking about Bitcoin. Run. I feel like if I was a ghost and I wanted people out of my house, I would be very a passive aggressively haunting ghost. Like I would go up behind them and instead of like making this scary moan, I would just go, eating all the string cheese at once again, huh? Instead of leaving like messages on the shower mirror and the steam and it being like something scary, I would just be like, it's their vulnerable moment in the shower. And so I would just write ew on the mirror. Just ew. Or I would just like, instead of moaning around the house and they just hear footsteps, I would just pretend to be like a drunk girl in the house. That's how I would haunt as a ghost. I'd be like, I'm not even drunk. Can we order a pizza? Hello? I think they would be gone by then, but if they weren't, I knew that I would have like a roommate with a really good sense of humor. And I'd be that would be my unfinished business. It's Pride Month, and I found out that my husband is actually bi-racial. Yeah, so he's half white, half Mexican, but he passes as a pothead. That's what he looks like. They say it's the eyes. I don't. I'm actually multiracial, which sounds fancy, but it just means that my family has a lot of different last names. We have a lot of people in our family, and the last time we had a family reunion, I mistook a taco vendor for one of my cousins.
Oh no.
Super awkward because it turned out to be my dad. It's nice to meet him for the first time. Speaking of my dad never went to any of my shows. He would always tell me things like, "Mija, you cuss and it's unattractive."
Oh.
Because that's what I want to be, attractive to my father. Oh. I don't know if you have someone like this in your family, but my dad was always that person that you didn't want to watch movies with because they're always talking. Like, we'll be watching the movie and he'll talk through the whole thing, and right at the action-filled points, he'd be like all up in my face going, "Mija, what's happening? What are they doing?" I don't know, watching it with you for the first time, but okay. The only way to get him to be quiet through the whole movie, though, I found out was if they had really beautiful women with really big brains. And when he's like completely silent as a mouse watching these women, I like to go up to him and be like, "Hey, Dad, what's happening? What are they doing?" Doesn't like it. He always wanted a son. He did. I don't know. It's like this Mexican dad thing where they want to leave behind some kind of legacy. And I'm like, what's our legacy, Dad? Chronic ingrown toenails and diabetes? What are we leaving behind? It turns out that a lot of my family members told me that my dad's legacy that I left behind was he taught our entire family karate, like generations upon generations of our family knows karate from my dad specifically. And I thought that was amazing because my dad doesn't know karate. So that is awkward. My name is Athena. I was named after a Greek goddess of war, wisdom, and home crafts. Right? Because when I think of a woman in power, I'm like, but can she knit a sweater? Those are the real questions I need answered. I wish there was a fun way that my dad actually came up with naming me Athena. But the true story is that he was reading a Greek mythology book while pooping on the toilet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my full name is actually Athena Sudoku Rodriguez. Almost it's called rinse and repeat, but you know what? I ain't scared of it. I found out later a lot of like important parts of my life happened while on the toilet. A lot of people around here like to ask the famous question, where were you during the big Loma Prieta earthquake? I was a kid pooping on the toilet. While it was happening, I didn't realize That's how hard I was going on the toilet.
Oh.
And my parents were banging on the door going, get out, we gotta go under the door hand like thing. And I was like, but I'm not done yet. It was really good memories, childhood memories. They're great. I love them. I was born on the east side of San Jose, California, which is also known as the ghetto. And the hardest thugs in my neighborhood growing up were a bunch of kids that weren't allowed to leave their front yard. They would roast me every time I walked by, saying weird stuff like, hey, you look like raw cookie dough.
Oh.
I didn't understand it. It was so weird. And but like I didn't say anything back to them because their mom is like a really big, like mean hustler. Like one time she asked me for spare change and I looked in her cup and I noticed she had more money than I did. And she had a dirty Tic Tac in there and I was like, oh, she's ready for anything. And then this guy like crossed the street and yelled at her to get back in the house. And I was like, and she has a boyfriend. Ladies, we can have it all. I grew up playing Star Wars in my neighborhood. And I really liked it a lot because, you know, you let the kid that lived down the street play Princess Leia, you know, because he already had the costume. And I used to play Jabba the Hutt, which I was phenomenal at. I was great as a Jabba. I don't feel bad about it, but he's not really a multifaceted character. There's only so many times where you can be like, look, I need range is what I'm saying. I need range. Growing up in a scary neighborhood makes you kind of a weenie. And I tried to not be a victim in my life by watching a lot of true crime stuff and trying to, you know, discover a pattern. And that didn't work out. It just made me more scared of everything. Like I stopped at a stoplight one time and I casually looked at the car next to me and the man driving smiled at me. And I immediately freaked out. And I was like, he just chose me to be his next victim. I mean, I was picking my nose, but he made it awkward. I don't know why people do that. To protect myself, I told my friend that I wanted to get something like, you know, a kitty claw thing or, you know, something to carry around with me so I wasn't so scared. And she said, you know what, you need a taser. I'm gonna bring mine over and you're gonna love it. And I'm like, okay. And so she brings it over and she's digging in her purse. She's like, what do you get a load of this? And I'm like, okay. And she's digging in her purse, digging in her purse, digging in her purse, digging in her purse. And I'm like getting excited, thinking like, what am I gonna tase first? A neck? I'm excited. And finally she pulls out the taser and I'm like, wow, I hope whoever mugs you is as patient as I was. I am married to another comedian and sometimes we like to bounce our jokes off of each other. But I've noticed that after we got married, he has developed more wife jokes. And some of them just sound like kind of like they're not even a premise anymore. They're just like, it feels like really, okay, let me tell you one. Okay, so he came over to me in the kitchen and he was like, hey, can you help me with this joke? And I said, yes. He goes, okay. My wife is so dumb.
Oh no.
That's all I got. That's all I got. And I'm like, that's a little mentally abusive. I don't know if you know that. I was like, no, babe, it's mentally abusive because it's funny. I was like, okay. So I waited until he was in his office, you know, the bathroom. And I was like, hey, I needed help on this joke. Will you help me with it? And he's like, go ahead, do it. And I'm like, okay. So here's how it goes. My husband smells like old hot dog water. That's all I got. He's like, that's a little passive aggressive. And I said, no, honey, it's sassive aggressive. As I'm sassy. I'm a little empty nest-ish a little bit. My son moved out during the pandemic. He turned 19 and he was ready to leave the nest. And he was like, Mom, I just don't want to be a burden on you anymore. I was like, oh my gosh, Riley, that is the most adult thing you've ever said to me. And then he goes, so I'm moving across the street to Grandma's house. I was like, okay, well, that's not too far. I don't feel too bad. It's fine. It's fine. I noticed that I'm a little sad about family barbecues. I miss family barbecues. The last one I went to, I had a cousin who just got out of prison who was accompanied by the guy he was in prison with, the one that always had his back. We didn't get it because he didn't have any like tattoos on his back, so we didn't understand what that meant. And then I have a bunch of aunts who are constantly trying to like give me food, but also tell me if I eat less, I'll be so much prettier. And then that guy that my cousin came with from prison is always like following me around going, personally, I like a little extra carnita in my taco. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for comparing me to a fried pig. My name is Athena Rodriguez. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Athena Sudoku, rinse and repeat Rodriguez.
Talented. Oh my. Oh, so good. So good.
So good. I would love to have seen that box fight at Walmart, the wine box fight.
Oh my goodness. I do enjoy a good wine box fight, especially with that, woman across the street.
Oh,
God, her and her tuna salad with raisins. That should not be allowed.
Oh, it's absolutely immoral what she does with tuna.
Oh, but you know what isn't immoral? Wonder cheese.
Mm.
Oh, it's just,
About.
it is the best thing. It's good on tacos. It's good on your skin.
Absolutely. It's good if you're ghost hunting, like Athena was talking about. You can squeeze a little Wonder cheese at the Phantom and it takes shape and you know what you're looking at.
Exactly. It's also good when you're joke writing with your partner.
Yeah, that's right.
It's funnier.
I clean my gun with Wonder cheese.
Oh my goodness. I clean my purse with Wonder cheese. You know what? It's looking like the time I'm going to have to get my dear Frank his 4-course dinner ready and our 3 children who are coming home from daycare because I'm just too busy with my side business, of making the chemical things.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Candy for the whole neighborhood.
Oh, exactly. I do believe that is why I'm so popular, along with my personality. I think,
It's personality and then the candy.
Exactly. Yeah, it probably is. And people may have questions, but again, it's none of your beeswax. So it really is not. I'm keeping a roof over the head of my husband. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Capitalism at its finest.
It is. All right, friends. Well, thank you for coming today to the Wonder Cheese Variety Hour. Sponsored, of course, by Wonder Cheese. And
if you don't know what to do, there's Wonder Cheese. There's Wonder Cheese. It's true.
Go to bed with some Wonder Cheese, and you'll wake up looking good as new.
You might sleep for 16 hours, but then you'll wake up fresh.
Put it in your hair and put it in your hedge.
Good for gardening and everything else. It's Wonder Cheese.
It comes in a tube.
Entertainment for yous and me's. It is time for some Wonder Cheese on the Wonder Cheese Variety Hour.